Amen. Todd with Empowered Men Coaching, your career and life coach. Want to have a conversation with you today about emotional resilience. Emotional resilience isn't about toughness or sucking it up, but I'm talking about a real inner strength to help you stay grounded when life is just punching the crap out of you. Emotional resilience is our ability to feel deeply without falling apart. So we're able to ride the emotional waves and not drown in them. And that's important. So it's not about avoiding stress or anger or grief or fear. It's not about avoiding any of it. It's about leaning into it and moving through it without numbing out, without lashing out, without shutting down. That is a powerful ability to have in life, to help you navigate the situations and circumstances you find yourself in successfully. Okay? Most guys, I think, were taught to, shut it down, bottle it up, just, suffer through it. And I don't know about you, but that works until it doesn't, right? Can only bottle it up for so long. So why do we struggle with emotional intelligence, especially as men? Why do we struggle with it? I have some thoughts. So when we're raised, we're not given tools. Primarily we're told to man up, don't cry, be strong. And that's fine. That's all good. Unless it's at the expense of just shutting out everything else. And then we pay a price for that. Strength doesn't mean silence. And I think that's something we need to understand. Strength is knowing what you feel and choosing to respond and not react. That is the most powerful thing we have going when we're dealing with situations in our lives. The ability to choose to respond and not, boom, react. Emotional resilience helps us do that. So it could look like this. Anger. We have anger, all right? The thing about emotional resilience, emotional intelligence, is it tells us something. So anger tells us that something needs to change, right? It's not right. It's not going well, and we need to change it. So we can listen to it. We can get information from it. Sadness, it tells us that we care. And knowing that we care helps us respond or act or take action accordingly. And fear points us in the direction of courage, where we need courage to move through what we've got going on. And then we can tap into that. So, the secret is you can't use this power, this information, this ability to read yourself and respond and come out strong if you're disconnected from the feelings. And that's the struggle that we have. So, what would emotional resilience look like in reality? Well, it could be kind of like this. Your partner says something that just really hits a nerve, right? You don't like it. But instead of blowing up or instead of withdrawing, you say something like, hey, when you said that, I felt something. It stirred something in me. Can we talk about it? That's resilience. That's not blowing up. That's not shutting down. That's being resilient and leaning into it. Or maybe your partner walks away, or you lose your job. Powerful things or important things. But instead of spiraling into shame or into panic, you can allow yourself to grieve. Give yourself space to feel and process what's going on. That's resilience. Or maybe your kid's just throwing a tantrum I mean, I raise kids. I raised two sons. I know this one well. Kids throwing a tantrum. But instead of reacting with anger or shutting them down, you have the ability to stay calm. You have the ability to regulate yourself. And you have the ability to guide your kid through what's going on. That is power, especially power as a dad. That's important. And I struggled with that personally a lot of my life. I had this reaction, boom, boom, boom. It's horrible. And I've learned to create more space. And it's allowed me to respond more instead of react. And so I can show up differently in life. And that's important. So the message here is not about never being rocked or, pushed, but it's about how to steady yourself and maintain yourself through it. So that's why we want to get a handle on emotional resilience. So how do you build it? Few things. One, you need to be able to name your emotions. I feel anxious, I feel nervous, I feel overwhelmed, I feel sad. If you can name it, you can work on it. Remember that. If you can name it, you can work on it. Practice identifying your emotions. Practice tuning into what you're feeling and give it a name. That's a powerful move. When you know what you're dealing with, you can address it. You can respond to it. The second thing you can do to build emotional resilience is learn to create a response and stay away from a reaction. So in that response, you want to slow it down. You want to create space. You want to give it a pause. And if you can create some space and if you can give it a pause, you're going to lessen the reaction. You're going to lessen the knee-jerk reflex, right? So breathing exercises, turning around, walking outside, coming back in, whatever it is, when you're feeling, catch it, pause it, put some space on it. And then the third thing is just talk to someone. It could be like myself, a coach, or it could be a therapist, or it could be a friend, or it could be a partner. I mean, it could be a trusted person. But when you can talk to someone, you're not alone in it. And when you're not alone, it really changes. When you feel you're not alone, it really changes your perspective on what's going on, right? So have the courage to reach out. And having the courage to reach out, it builds depth, builds character. So it's a good thing. So how do you do this, right? I mean, you and I have been doing things the way we've been doing them for years. This doesn't change overnight, but it does take practice. And you can practice in the small things. You can practice, standing in line at the grocery store and it's taking forever. Or, you're having an interaction with someone, at the retail store and they're snippy, right? The small things you can practice on. You can create the space. You can identify what you're feeling. You can choose a response. That's the practice arenas. Because then when the big events happen, you can deal with them more effectively. You've trained your body, a little bit of muscle memory, a little bit of habit. That's how you do it. Don't wait until the big event, the big blow up, the horrible thing, and then, I need to practice this. It's not gonna work, right? It's just like working out at the gym. You go every day, you're consistent, you do a little, you do a little, you do a little, and then over time you just keep doing more and more and more. You lift more, you get stronger. It's the same thing. So give it a go. All right. Well, it's a beautiful day here in Medellin, Colombia. I hope this was helpful to you. It's something I have to remind myself and practice daily, regularly, because I can get knocked off and I don't like it. But the more I practice, the more I stay aware of my feelings, the more I can name them, the more I can stay in tune with it, the better able I am to create a little bit of space. And if I can get some space, I can choose not to react, and then I can create a response. And then I just show up better. make better decisions, have better conversations. This is what I'm hoping for you. All right, I'm Todd with Empowered Men Coaching, your career and life coach. If you want more information, DM me. I always am available for a free 60-minute coaching call just to help you get things sorted and organized and see if this is something you'd like to pursue. All right, ciao.